Budke?
Here.
Kuhn?
Here.
Lensky?
Here.
Matichek? Reichert?
Here.
Sandy?
Here.
Schumacher?
Here.
Wasvik? We have a quorum.
All right, so we just got Mr. Kuhn on Zoom, I'm assuming, right? Just so I don't miss him on votes and stuff. So with that, reading and approval of minutes from the October 6th, 2021 meeting, last month's meeting, everything, Mr. Reichert?
Move approval.
Moved by Mr. Reichert, second by Mr. Budke. Further discussion, seeing no hands, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, same side. All right, motions are approved as submitted. Public hearing, final approval of petitions and minor changes, 3-1.
3-1, ordinance to amend the zoning map to include Meyer PUD Amendment Number 1 located at 2200 South 42nd Street.
Ms. Halbert.
Good evening, everyone. Just going to pull this up. All right. Everyone can see that okay?
Yep.
So you saw this last month. This is just continuing on to phase 2 of the PUD. They're continuing the multifamily. Nothing has changed from last month. We have not received any comments from the public, and staff is recommending approval.
I got public hearing on this one, I'm assuming, so I will open the public hearing right now with the audience. Anybody like to step up and address item 3-1, do so at this time. Seeing no one, I bring it back to the commissioner, Mr. Reichert.
Move approval. Second.
Moved by Mr. Reichert, second by Mr. Lunsky. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, same sign. 3-1, 3-2.
Item 3-2, plat of TK Industrial Park re-subdivision located at 5000 Demers Avenue.
This item's requested to be tabled at this time. They're still working on the master utility plan, and they weren't in a hurry, so we're asking for it to be
Move table.
Second.
Thanks, Ms. Sandy. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Same sign. 3-3.
Item 3-3, sign appeal for the district apartments located at 4150 South Washington Street to increase size of the monument sign.
I just want to introduce Spencer Halverson, our new planner, just started with us. He actually got a start. Many of you may remember, started as an intern with us. He's been working in various locations throughout the city and has now been snagged back by the planning department, so we're happy to have him.
You haven't even got him a name tag, he's so new.
It's good to be,
Welcome.
it's good to be back down in planning. Here, I'll pull up the sign for everybody here. Guess I'll see that good? Well, the owners of district apartments have submitted an application for appeal to the sign code for a development entrance ground monument sign. The property is currently a PUD zone for R4 uses. City code limits a development entrance ground monument sign for multifamily to 6 feet in height by 8 feet in width for this use. The proposed sign is 6 feet in height and 20 feet in width, as you can see there from the rendering. Staff is recommending approval of this appeal, given this rendering provided, its location on the property, which I'll pull up here for you. As you can see, it's right there towards the entrance. This here is 31 feet and plenty of room for both ingress and egress. And the overall general size of the development, the proposed sign is proportional to the large size of the development. And you know, obviously the Planning and Zoning Commission, you guys have a sign subcommittee, and you know, the sign subcommittee would like to hear anything, you know, pertaining to a change in the sign code, but this is an appeal of existing sign code, so staff felt comfortable to bring it to the entire Planning and Zoning Commission, so hence the reason why it is before you today. I see Mr. Miscavige here with the district departments and myself here to answer any questions you may have. So with that, President Wasvik, I turn it back over.
I think what I'll do is, I don't see a lot, I'm going to open a public hearing. So if anybody would like to step up to the microphone and address this item, please do so at the time. Mr. Miscavige will call you up if we need you. Pretty slam. So with that, I'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the commission. One question I had after looking at this a little bit is, I can't read it on my document. How wide is that berm coming in where you're putting the sign? If you're 20-foot sign,
I think it's 30 feet in width.
so you got some room on each side
Correct.
of the sign?
Oh, yeah.
Little grass space, little room, doesn't look,
It's supposed to look like landscaping elements.
gotcha.
Yeah. No,
That, so my question was only how wide is the berm, Mr. Miscavige, where that sign is gonna be placed? I can't read that on this copy.
I don't have the exact dimension of it,
But
but
it is bigger than the sign a little bit.
quite a bit, yep, because we're going to place boulders on both sides of it.
Perfect, that's all the question I had. Anyone have a question?
Move approval.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Reichert, second by Ms. Andy. Any further discussion? Seeing no hands, all those, we'll vote, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign.
Okay.
Unanimously passes.
Thank you.
Very much.
Looks great.
I wish more people would sign this up.
The sign itself is small.
Yeah.
That's why that is gonna look long. And it's a huge problem. And it's, my fear,
I don't like
get
the
this
size.
brought up again, is somebody's gonna say, you like the 20-foot sign, no, I'm gonna say, listen, they put that.
The sign itself is smaller than 48 square feet. The sign has 10 letters. You know, it wasn't cluttered. It was
good, but we all agree with
on the sign.
Write this down.
It wasn't LED though. Oh, it had lighting in the back that they would probably come in and ask for it to get LED colors. Yeah.
I was just gonna say they're gonna want
Item
it
4,
colored.
communications and preliminary approval, Ms. Brooks.
Item -4-1, ordinance to amend the zoning map to include Meyer PUD Amendment Number 1 located at 2200 South 42nd Street.
Thank you. So I'm zooming in here a bit. Here's Johnny's Lounge. For those who haven't been there, it's a little bit off of the main strip. I probably should have. It's a local establishment. It's west of South Washington on 7th Avenue South. We have a bit of a commercial district that's off of a main corridor, which is a little odd in and of itself, but it's kind of a local establishment that's been around a long time. On the south side is a house that's owned by the same individual that owns the bar. He's recently passed away. The family is in the process of looking at selling the single-family house, which we think is a good idea to keep the affordable home there. One of the problems in doing so is it's difficult to get a loan through our federal financing ways. So the question for us that came to us was, can we get this in a residential zone? Previously, they asked on a different house that was difficult to connect with existing residential that was around. This one's a little bit different because this is R4 that's just to the south, and there's R2 across the street. And we think overall it's good to keep those homes and keep them in the housing stock that's already kind of depleted on that affordable side. So with that, we've recommended attaching that to the R4 because we wouldn't be crossing the street. Another option would be to go across the street to R2, but in this case, the R4 does allow for single family and the impervious does get restricted still. So with that, we're recommending approval. This would go to, assuming that it is approved for a rezone, we notify 400 feet around the property, and that'll come back for final approval to you next month with the public hearing.
Mr. Reichert?
What is south of there, in that R4? Is there an apartment building there or something?
It is, I believe that one's Ruth Meyer. Here, let me, yeah, Grand Forks Housing Authority, the Ruth Meyer complex. So this is Ruth Meyer. Here, let me throw up their photo. You can see it a little bit better.
I mean, basically my question is going to, do we have to worry about if we make this R4 that somebody will grab the whole lot and make a property that we don't want in there?
Well, we'd still have it separated by a sliver of right-of-way as well, so, but yeah, I see what you're saying is, in this case, I don't think Grand Forks Housing Authority would do that, but, you know, in the case that somebody did have this and have this, the city still has right-of-way in between, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, thank
I
you.
understand that, I hadn't thought of that.
Thank you.
Our recommendation is for approval and then get neighborhood feedback as well next time.
Yeah, get the
for this.
preliminary and get the letter out.
Yep.
I'll move approval.
Moved by Ms. Sandy, second by Mr. Leckie. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion unanimously carries. We will see this next time. Reports from planning department, Mr. Brooks.
I think the one thing that we had was still the commissioner training. Hopefully you guys all got that. That's November 18th from 11:30 to 1:30. We are going to reserve a room here in City Hall if you want to come in and watch with staff. Just let us know. If we are going to have a quorum, then we'll just notice the meeting. I don't think it'd be an issue at all, but if you want to come in, if we had more than 5 of you coming in, then we just notice it as a public meeting. And then everybody learns about planning commissioner training. But those are opportunities that are, I think if you can watch it in person, there's a Zoom link if you need to watch it from someplace else. Or, like I said, I think they're going to have it a module as well for you to watch it at your leisure as well. So with that, we have nothing else. We do have some future items coming up. I think our December's and January meetings are going to be fairly full. The last 2 meetings have been relatively light, but don't get used to that. I think we have some bigger stuff coming. So I just want to warn you that although our times have been less recently.
According to Mr. Matichak, we will now set a record 2 weeks in a row, or 2
Yeah,
months in a row.
right.
He had that down last month. So.
I have nothing else. Thank you.
With that, anything else from the commission? See your hands up.
Move to adjourn.
So moved. Adjourned.
Thanks, Pete.